Hi, this is Al Emery from Momentum Software Solutions, and in this video I'm giving you an overview of MYOB Advanced, and particularly going to focus on areas that are usually important to business owners and senior managers when they're considering an ERP, especially a multi-company or multi-entity environment, improved accounting and budgeting and financial information in general, and also a focus on corporate governance and control via approvals and restriction of data. And also, very importantly, ease of use for the people in your team that might be using the software. I'll touch on a few key aspects there. So this is MYOB Advanced, and just a quick example of the ease of use of the solution. There's access to throughout the system using menus. But even quicker is the global search, which immediately searches through the menu structure for whatever you are wanting to see. We're going to start with companies just so I can highlight how MYOB Advanced benefits a multi-entity or multi-company organization. So if you have more than one trading company, then you probably have more than one file or database in your accounting or ERP system. With MYOB Advanced, you don't need to do that. You can have multiple companies in the same system, keep control over who accesses that information. But in doing it, it really makes life much easier as far as dealing with inter-entity transactions goes, deals with consolidated reporting automatically, and often eliminates the need for third-party reporting tools or consolidation modules. So each company would have its own key attributes from ABN to default bank account, address. Companies can then be broken down further into branches, which are commonly used for separate physical locations that operate within that company. Employees are linked to the company that they operate in, both from a user and a payroll perspective. And that company would have access to ledgers, usually the actuals ledger where transactions are posting to, and a budget ledger. Now, it is possible to have companies in separate databases as well, and some people do choose to do that, but there's no need to, and things generally work much more seamlessly if there's multiple companies in the one. Aside from companies and branches, then you can go to a lower level of detail than what you can in many solutions. So you can create reporting dimensions using what we call a sub-account structure. In this example, we've created a 3-segment sub-account, which represents revenue stream or division. The second segment is department internally, and the third segment is state. That works throughout the solution in any kind of transaction that you might need to manage. And importantly, is available in budgets. So within MYOB Advanced, you're able to budget at the branch level for each year, at each account, each natural account in your chart of accounts. And in this example, you can see that the sales budget has been broken down into revenue stream and state. We're ignoring the second segment, which is used for expense budgets because we want to budget our expenses by department, as an example. How that flows through to reporting is we have the ability to report at any and all of those levels, be it company, branch, sub-account, or part of sub-account. So let's look at our P&L year-to-date versus budget for the whole company. You can see budget, actual variance, drill into those. But let's do another example where we just want to see how did New South Wales go. So I'm using a mask on the other sub-account segments and narrowed things down to New South Wales only. So if I drill into the actuals for a particular account, I can see that it's only returning New South Wales information, and drill down further into each individual transaction that makes up the balance for the period we've just reported on. drill right into a source transaction, in this case, a sales invoice. So that's just a quick example of how deep functionality does go in MYOB Advanced from an organisation and budgeting and reporting perspective financially. In addition to that, we want to look at the company tree. So the company tree is where you set up your working groups of employees, be they sales, marketing, finance, operations, and who they report into. All of that flows through into the important feature called approval maps. Mid to large businesses tend to need more and more control, and one way of doing that is have approval of things that exceed or breach certain rules, or always need approval because they result in an outflow of cash, for example. So you might start with some simple approval maps, such as purchase orders, accounts payable, and payroll, and expense claims. But you can add as many transaction types as you need into the mix that need approval. Those can be quotes, change orders, project quotes, refunds, to name a few. Approvals in MYOB Advanced can be multi-step and can have escalations if the first approver is not available. So very sophisticated feature, email alerts and notifications to the approvers and requesters, and fully accessible on the mobile device. So I'll touch now on the next level of control, which is user access and security. I won't go into detail, but in MYOB Advanced, we can manage that at multiple levels. So we can manage users and the roles that they belong to, and then we can manage access rights by role or individual user down to individual screen. And that includes individual fields on individual screens. So for example, a junior salesperson may have access to quote screen, but may not be able to edit the discount. In addition to that, we can add row level security through restricted entities and restriction groups. And that is where the data that people can access or see is able to be segmented for them based on what works in your organization. So examples might be salespeople can only see their own customers. Other examples might be accounts person for company A can only see the general ledger relating to company A and certain sub-accounts that only company A uses. So what that does is make sure that your information is protected and secure, but it also reduces data entry errors because people cannot accidentally select the wrong account or price or inventory item or customer if they don't have access to it. And then the next level is audit. So in audit, we can configure any part of the system to audit the changes that have been made. And that can apply to master file records and even transactions. So we've configured a very simple audit on suppliers. You can choose what fields get audited so that you're not auditing things unnecessarily, and then start to look at what has been changed in the system. So if we're looking at a quick example, I can see that for a particular supplier, account number 3337, bank details were changed by me in this case, and this is the new bank account number that was entered for the Westpac payment method. Finally, I'll just touch on a couple of ease of use features that our customers really like. The global search I've shown is a great way to navigate around the system, but it can also be used to find things. So not hitting enter causes it to search on the menu. Hitting enter then causes it to search throughout the database. And in this case, I can see a customer called Nautilus. I've had an opportunity for them, a sales order which has resulted in a shipment and 2 invoices, any of which I can drill into. So that just highlights how easy it is to find and access information in the system. On top of that, multitasking is a great feature of a browser-based system. So use of favorites, where you can pin things that you use regularly and then launch those into new tabs or new windows. So you can be working concurrently on a journal that you may need to do, as well as the bank rec in another screen or another tab, and be working, multitasking very efficiently throughout the day. So hope you enjoyed the video. There's information about MYOB Advanced on our website, and if you're interested in talking to us, you can get in touch with us through our website also. Have a great day.